Darlings, is Kenya, my beautiful country, now visa-free for all African countries? You guys know, once in a while, I love talking about my beautiful country, Kenya. And it's been a while since I spoke about Kenya, right? Anyway, before we even go further, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If you've been part of the community and if you're new, welcome to this beautiful community. I am so glad to have you all here. So in recent years, Kenya has been pushing to open its borders to make it easier for our African brothers and sisters who love traveling to Kenya, and to also strengthen the African unity, and to, of course, boost Kenyan tourism. You guys know Kenya has a lot to offer. Guys, when I start talking about Kenya and what it is to offer, you will say I'm bragging, but that's reality. I also made some videos about Kenya, what you can see in Kenya, and this is not only for our African brothers and sisters, but everyone who loves traveling to Kenya and maybe needs a tip or two. I made some videos. I'm going to put them in the description below, and feel free to go and watch it. You could learn a thing or two. So Kenya has a lot to offer, and this is such good news. Anyway, before I brag so much, so in 2024, Kenya introduced the electronic travel authorization, but in 2025, things got even better. Yes, things got better because as from this year, 2025, Kenya has officially removed visa and electronic travel application requirements for almost all African countries, with the exception of these two countries that I've mentioned. What this means is that citizens across all these other African nations can enter Kenya without applying for visa or electronic travel authorization, and they can stay up to 60 days. Isn't that good news? No, I'm not done yet. It gets better. For our East African brothers and sisters from Burundi, Tanzania, Uganda, and so forth, they are able to stay in Kenya for up to 6 months. Of course, because and thanks to regional agreements. Listen, if this is not something to celebrate, I don't know. And of course, I know there's always bad and good side of every situation. And especially this major change could bring one or two people with not the best intentions. But as Kenyans, we are supposed to look at this in a very positive way, because the big percentage will definitely be very good for tourism, of course, cultural exchanges, and of course, a boost in business. And yes, to business opportunities, not only for other African individuals who would love to come and venture in Kenya, but for also our own Kenyans. And this will also be good for job opportunities. I'm sure it will create a lot of job opportunities. First. Second, it will be good for economic growth. This could also mean that Nairobi could strengthen its position as an East African hub for tech, finance, and so forth. So what this also means for Kenya is, of course, improved global image, and also it will position Kenya to be in competition, or to be able to compete with other African hubs like Rwanda, South Africa, Ethiopia, and so forth. So, in as much as this great change could come with security and infrastructure challenges, the long-term benefits, if used properly, if this situation is used properly, the long-term benefits could be very transformational for Kenya. So this is not only good news for other African countries, but also for Kenya and for Kenyans themselves or ourselves. You guys, I am looking forward to hearing your opinion on this situation. I would also like to hear from you guys. Should more African countries adopt the visa-free travel for all other African countries? So anyway, darlings, there you have it. Kenya is officially visa-free for all African countries, with the exception of the 2 countries that I mentioned in the beginning. And as we say in Swahili, karibuni Kenya. And asanteni sana 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 kwa kuwa hapa. Mungu awabariki. And once again, karibuni Kenya. Like always, before I go, I'm going to leave you guys with a Bible verse and kwaherini. You guys, can you tell how excited I am to talk about this topic today? Can you just feel it? Can you feel it? Before we jump into culture, did you know that every tribe has their own way of naming their kids? And every name given to a child, every traditional name given to a child has a meaning. It has a meaning. So next time you hear Mudeu, or maybe you hear Mwende, or maybe you hear Omolo, or maybe you hear Njeri, or maybe you hear any name you hear, any traditional name you hear in Kenya, it has a meaning. It has a meaning. Did you know that? Well, now you know if you're not Kenyan. Despite the influence that Kenya has had over the years to date, I feel so proud as a Kenyan that it still holds its traditions, its morals, its culture, with each tribe having its own unique way of showing and practicing its culture and its traditions, you know? Like, for example, the Maasai.